Right.
There ain't no one I'd want to smoke with besides you, old Frank boy. Take a hit of this joint.
Oh. Good, good. Good.
Oh yeah, very good. Yes. I think we're gonna be good friends, you and I.
Friends.
Hello, foolish mortals. Welcome to a little spooky video I got for you today, where I'm going to be ranking the Universal Classic Monsters. And I'm doing this because this letter I found, very old-timey, told me I should do this before I visit Darkmoor. If you guys don't know what that is, come on. You're not here. It's Epic Universe Land. Dark Universe. But yeah, these Universal Classic Monster movies are great, and I finally took the time to watch them. Don't hate me because I'm a little late. But yes, this is the cinematic universe that walks so that Marvel could run, except they use way less capes and a lot more neck biting. But let's get into it. While I could be going in cinematic order, this is a ranking list, so I thought, why not start at number 1? Everyone always starts at the end. I'm starting at number 1, and my number 1 pick is The Bride of Frankenstein. This movie is great. So The Bride of Frankenstein was released in 1935, and it takes place just after the first movie, so after the windmill fire, where all the angry guys got a little mad and threw some fire at Frankenstein, which now he hates fire, and the monster's back, and he just wants a friend, and Dr. Frankenstein is also somehow alive, and he's recovering from the chaos, and then there's Dr. Pretorius. This guy's a little crazy dude. He likes to create life too. He made these like little creatures or like little guys. I can't remember what they're called, but he wants to bring back the monster and also make the monster a bride. The whole point of the movie. But I guess in the end, the bride really didn't want to be alive, and neither did Frankenstein. So I guess they all die in the end, and they kill each other. Very bad, right? So yeah, the runtime was about 75 minutes. Very short, but I mean, all these movies are. But the emotional damage was very considerable, but it was also pretty good. This is just on my top for many reasons. I felt like I had a lot more, I had a very enjoyable experience watching this movie, and overall, I think it's funny and comedic, especially the scene where Frankenstein's getting taught how to smoke and drink alcohol and, just music and how to become friends with people. I think that's great. And then Dr. Pretorius was an interesting introduction. And the bride, even though she has like 5 minutes of screen time, was freaking awesome. She portrays a creature like no other. But yet again, Boris Karloff's Frankenstein is amazing in this movie. But overall, I just had an enjoyable experience watching this movie all the way through. I promise you guys I did watch these movies, but I am checking back at my letterbox, which I just started, and just to make sure I get the next movie right. But I was pretty much right with my next pick, which, if you can't see that, it's whatever. It's Frankenstein, the first Frankenstein, and for good reason. And I'm gonna give you guys a quick recap and tell you why I like it. Start in a graveyard. Alright, so Dr. Henry Frankenstein, he's a mad scientist, and he's clearly got some boundary issues. He decides it's a good idea to take some body parts, stitch them together, and, bring him to life, because he has a huge god complex thing. I mean, seems familiar to something today. But it does work. And the creature he creates, which is Boris Karloff's Frankenstein, which if you don't know, yet again, awesome. You guys need to watch these movies. He kills it. He's literally Frankenstein. He's what Frankenstein is known for. But they call him the monster, or Frankenstein's monster, or just Frankenstein. People mix it up all the time. He's Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein's I can get that later. But things go downhill fast, and the monster accidentally kills a little girl. Yikes. Sorry, little girl. I might have laughed a little bit too much from that. Boop. People panic, and torches are lit. Not the same way you're thinking. And then an angry mob chases him down. And then the film ends with Frankenstein getting tossed around like a rag doll. And then the monster is trapped in the burning windmill, screaming he hates fire. So he's presumably dead. That's that movie, alright? And I gotta say, let me look at the rankings here. And this is upside down. This is not even rankings, this is just a note thing. I mean, it's the first introduction of like the classic monsters. This is really dark, bright. He's the first introduction of these Universal classic monsters. Boris Karloff portrays this creature amazingly. I mean, we see him in the Monster Mash, and if you see Halloween decorations, it's usually gonna be this. Overall, great movie. The tensions are high. It's a little spooky, and then funny at points. And Frankenstein is just misunderstood. Great movie. I mean, I recommend everyone to watch that one. Now let's go on to number 2. My next pick is gonna be the man who wraps himself in toilet paper, also known as Dr. Jack Griffin. The Invisible Man, very great. I mean, oh, alright, we open in a blizzard. A mysterious stranger is wrapped in bandages. He shows up at a village inn. But it turns out, this guy, he ain't just any stranger. He's Dr. Jack Griffin. He's a scientist who felt like turning himself into visible. Haha. He uses a secret formula, and unfortunately, that formula also messes with his brain. He goes quickly from Mega Chad to Giga Chad, and but Griffin then reveals his plan to use invisibility for the world domination. Naturally, he commits several murders, though. That's not funny. He then derails a train just for some fun, some giggles, some little kicks, and eventually he is tracked down and killed. R.I.P. bro. So this is the Invisible Man. Great movie. I mean, whew! Special effects for this movie is insane for something that came out in 1933. I mean, yeah, it's not like Marvel quality, but I mean, it's insane. He is invisible. I mean, humor is great, and quite frankly, the Invisible Man kills more people, I think, than half of the people on this list. So I mean, it's a great movie. I mean, now we got to go on to number 4. I can count. It's not gonna change anything, but if you want to add me on Letterboxd, it's just Marsden Johnson, I think, on there. But yeah, my next pick was The Creature from the Black Lagoon, and this is probably controversial. People probably think that they put that at the top. I'll get into why it's not at the top, but it's still in the top rankings, if that makes sense. But we'll get into that in a second. Open on a jungle. A group of scientists travel deep into the Amazon. They investigate a strange fossil, come across this Gillman dude. Alright. But, you know, they find the Gillman, and instead of leaving him alone, they all decide to go hunt him down and shoot him. I mean, it depends on who you ask. Things do escalate pretty quickly, and the creature does become obsessed with the only woman because he's a simp. Her name is Kay, and her name is Kay, and he starts stalking her in classic monster fashion, including the iconic underwater scene. Which, speaking of underwater scenes, this is why the movie's a little low for me. I know, I'm not done with the recap, but I just want to say it. Holy water scenes, I get it, but damn! It's like all water. I get it, but it's better. But still, after a few attacks and several poor decisions, this creature is finally shot, and he's like, and he sings dramatically. He might be dead. I don't know. It depends on who you ask. Once again, it's very reminiscent of movies like The Beauty and the Beast or The Shape of Water, where girl likes man fish thing. Just kidding, it's not, because the girl doesn't like him. But he lives in a swamp, kind of like Shrek. But like I said before, this movie is not as high for me. I just think it's a lot of underwater scenes. It was very slow in parts. But overall, dude, the makeup and like the mask they used for the Gillman, it like literally breathes and his mouth opens. It's freaking awesome. So basically the creature itself, Creature from the Black Lagoon, he's like top tier monster, I won't lie. But this movie, not top tier in my opinion. It was good. It's just, you know, they should probably, I don't know. It's definitely shows its age is what I'm saying. But let's go on to my next pick. Oh yeah. Next pick is the Wolfman. He's basically a big old dog. So, we start with Larry Talbot. He's going to return to his family estate in Wales after years of being away. And then he immediately manages to get bitten by a werewolf, which, watch out, y'all. And he's doing this while trying to save a woman who was being attacked by this werewolf. Now cursed, he turns into a werewolf himself every full moon. And he has no memory of the brutal killings he commits in beast mode. We also come across you can call her like a psychic. Her name's Maleva. She's pretty cool. She helps him around, tell him what he is, and gives him stuff. He doesn't care about it. But as the townfolk grow suspicious, Larry becomes more tortured and desperate, and he starts to realize, hey, there's no cure. So then he's eventually killed by his own father, which clearly he has daddy issues, and now the daddy's gonna have son issues, which that's a whole nother story. So in terms of like reviews for this movie, I liked the whole Maleva thing. That was cool. I also like the cane with the little like wolf on it. Overall, good movie. It's just story wise, or the Wolfman. I should go there. The Wolfman wise, we barely see him, and what we do, we just like run around. And I mean, yet again, all these monster movies, they don't really show people getting killed. It doesn't show that much, and the monster makeup here wasn't. It was good. I mean, for its time, but I mean, when you compare it to like Creature, and also the story is just like, oh, I got the girl and all that stuff. But overall, it's a good gothic tale of the Wolfman. I just know there's millions out there that you could be watching instead, but still, you get it. Here's where we enter my bottom three, which, if you're saying I didn't watch them all, then I don't care. But these are the ones I watched, and these are like the classic monsters, and it didn't even load, but whatever. Next one is going to be The Mummy. But basically, we open into a ancient Egyptian priest, and then these like diggers, and they're like looking in this tomb, and there's clearly a mummy which he's already opened, and they find something. They're not supposed to do it, they're not supposed to open it, and they're not supposed to read it. And what do? They read it, because why not? And this mummy is Imhotep, just like the one with Brendan Fraser.
Hey, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed yourself. I would have enjoyed this interview a lot more if I had gotten my cup of coffee! Thank you.
He's accidentally resurrected, and they read the scroll out loud. Alright, so now he's alive, and he's very crusty, and also very, I don't know, slow? I don't know. He gets better in speed, but either way, Imhotep, he possesses in a mysterious figure. He names himself Ardath Bey, and he sets out to find the reincarnation of his long-lost love. He tries using magic and all these things to get her, which it doesn't work, but eventually his plans do work for a second, and then they get foiled because, you know, we got to have the heroine and then all that stuff. This one's lower for me. I mean, if you couldn't tell by the recap, not much happens in this movie. It's a lot of yapping. The mummy itself is cool, an idea, but it's just a lot of yapping. You can attack me. I think the mummy was okay, it's just not up there. Next, we keep on going. We got Dracula. He's the one with the... Count Dracula. He's a very handsome yet sinister man. He's a vampire, actually, and he's from Transylvania. He's trying to move to England, and he gets some help from a guy, not just any guy, Renfield, and he's a real estate agent, which you shouldn't trust those anyways. He quickly goes from, hey, I'm on a business trip, to, oh, and now I'm insane, and we love Renfield. I mean, he honestly would have brought this up to, like, the top if it was just him, and there's a movie like that. It's not the same. It's got Nicolas Cage, and he has his own issues, but still, very great. Dracula, he's gonna settle into these new digs, he's got a new home, he's got a new crib, and he starts charming his way through all of England, or wherever he is, and he sets his sights on a girl. Her name's Mina. She's the daughter of a family friend. She prompts a classic horror showdown between Mr. Count and Professor Van Helsing, and it's not the one from Hotel Transylvania, which he's everyone's favorite vampire slaying guy. And after some brooding, some puncture wounds, and some action, Van Helsing does eventually win and kill Dracula off screen. But in terms of ranking, I just watched, I don't know, I might have to rewatch it again, but when I watched this, I remember being bored. I don't know, it might have been because I just watched Nosferatu, the new movie, and it was good, but that movie also was pretty weird. If you couldn't tell, that means we're on to the last and unfortunate pick for mine, and it's probably going to be very controversial once again. I'm going to go with The Phantom of the Opera. I watched this one, and it was like, I think I did fall asleep. I did finish it, don't worry, but it was just very slow, lots of... He doesn't even play the organ. He's just a simp. He's just an old simp. We open into an opera house, and we got all the opera stuff going on. We got people singing left to right and dancing and people playing. And then we cut to this musical player. His name is Eric. He clearly has a crush on this girl named Christine. Will he get her? Probably not. I mean, half the characters in the movie have a crush on her. But still... He is a violinist, and he gets cut because he's clearly not making it anymore. He's getting old. They basically tell him to go home. He makes his own music. He tries to go bring it in. The guy says, ew, this sucks. He gets mad. And then he also realizes that the guy took it and lied, and then he gets mad. He tries killing the dude. He does kill the dude. And then the assistant throws acid on him. He becomes disfigured. Some people call him a genius. I call him insane. He clearly still has that major crush on Christine. She's the lead singer. And, you know, instead of talking to her, he decides to manipulate her career and life by killing people, giving her gifts, you know, doing all the things people would do. Things go south when Christine falls for Raoul. Raoul! A handsome nobleman. Sorry. And the Phantom just loses it. He kidnaps her, forces her to choose, and then there's this whole thing where they're fighting. And then they go away, he kills more people, I don't know. And the whole thing, like, crumbles, and he dies. Maybe. I don't know. This is just a movie about Sims, and I guess I should have watched the silent film version from, like, 1925, or, like, any other version, I guess. I just chose the wrong one. I'll have to make it up for that, but this is in terms of, like, the weird one. And this is the one that was played by Claude Rains, I should explain. We have now listed at least the ones I watch of the classic monster movies. I think my list is pretty good. You guys probably have different lists. I wouldn't blame you. It's just, I clearly watched the wrong Phantom of the Opera, and I'm never going to live that down. And that just wasn't there. And clearly, I'm a brain rot TikTok kid who probably can't handle these movies. But I did like 90% of them. 80, 70. I will see you in the next video. It's a lie.